Mark Manisto. I am the president of Sudbury Performance Group. We have got a real treat for you tonight. We've got the hits of Elton John. That's going to be coming at you all night tonight. Mr. Rod Bazinet is going to be doing all Elton all night. He's going to be the Rocket Man tonight, and we are going to have a blast listening from everything from Crocodile Rock to Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me to stuff from The Lion King. It's going to be a real blast. Let's send it over to Rod right now, folks.
It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, boy, but if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I had a shelter, then again, no man who makes potions and travel and show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, hope you don't mind that I put down in the words how wonderful life is when you're in the room. I sat on the roof, I kicked off the malls for a few. Well, the verses, well, they got me quite cross. The weather's been quite kind, and I wrote this song. It's for people like you, they keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting for these things I do. Already I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyways, it's what I really mean. Yours are the sweetest eyes I'd ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. Thank you very much, all you folks out in Facebook land. Totally appreciate. So, thank you for having me out at the Colson Hotel and live streaming for you. And I know everyone's been asking, why the hits of Elton John? And I'm going to tell you, for lots and lots of years as been a performer on stage, people always ask me, they say, what do you like to play? What music do you like to listen to? And I gotta tell you, since the early 70s, I've been listening to Elton John, and he's moved me on so many levels. And I've been a super fan since, and shoot for that tonight. I just wanted to pay a tribute to some of the great songs that he provided for us over the years that span so many generations. Walking line, no more of doubt me. Now my picture soon to fade to black and white. Now I'm growing tired, and time stands still before me. Frozen heat on the ladder of my life. It's too late to save myself from falling. Not a chance in changing your way of life. But you misread my meaning when I met you. Close the door, left me blind by the light. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Though I search myself, there's always someone else I see. Come around, fragment of your life, to 1 to 3. Oh, 'cause I'm losing everything. It's like the sun going down on me. I can't find the right romantic line. See me want, see the way I feel. Don't discard me, babe, no. Just because you think I mean you harm. But these cuts I have, they need love to help them heal. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. Come around, fragment of your life, to 1 to 3. I'm losing everything. It's like the sun going down on me. Thank you very much. Thank you. I see those claps. I love to see your emojis. I've got my camera here, and yes, I'm watching for your your requests, and I'm going to throw them in. Of course, I picked some of these songs that stuck out to me as I grew up with Elton John, and some of them got me through some hard times and some great times and some fun times. And if you know them, tonight's a night, it's not so much about jumping up and down and dancing and being crazy, because we're not allowed to do that. So you're all sitting at home, so get yourself a glass of wine, snuggle up, put it in the background, and take a journey with me, man. Hey kids, shake it loose together, something's coming around. It's gonna change the weather. We'll kill the faded captain, not to stick around. We're gonna hear electric music, solid walls of sound. Hey, Candy and Ronnie, have you seen him yet? New old, they're so spaced out. Benny and the Jets. No, they're weird and they're wonderful. Benny, he's an amazing kid. He's got electric blues, a mohair suit, you know, I read it in the magazine. Yeah, Benny and the Jets. Hey kids, plug it to the fakeless man, he makes them round, and Benny makes them ageless. We shall survive, let us take ourselves along. Where we fought our parents out on the street to see who's right and who's wrong. Hey, Candy and Ronnie, have you seen them yet? You rolled the soul spaced out. Benny and the Jets. Well, they're weird and they're wonderful. Benny, he's an amazing kid. He's got electric blues, a mohair suit, you know, I read it in the magazine. Yeah, Benny and the Jets. No, Candy and Ronnie, have you seen them yet? No, the sun is spaced out. Benny and the Jets. No, they're weird and they're wonderful. Benny, he's an amazing kid. He's got electric blues, a mohair suit, you know, I read it in the magazine. Yeah, Benny and the Jets. Benny, 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 Benny and the Jets. All right, little Benny and the Jets. You know, it's really cool when you play some of these songs. And of course, Elton John's been spanning his career with Bernie Taupin, putting songs together. Bernie, of course, is the gentleman who writes the lyrics to all of Elton's songs, and Elton writes the music. And I was doing a soft launch of this show and played some of these songs, and I didn't realize the impact it's had on so many. And a young 11-year-old girl came up to the stage and said, "Excuse me, can you play that song again from The Lion King?" And then I realized, wow, this guy has impacted, because I think I was about no more than like 11 years old when I first started listening to Elton John's. There's a calm surrender to the rush of a day, when the heat of a rolling wind can be turned It's enough for this wide-eyed wonder that we got this far. Can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds leave the very best. There's time for everyone if they'd only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and a reason to the wild outdoor. When the heart of the star-crossed Voyager beats in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough in this wide-eyed wonder that we got this far. Can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds leave the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds leave the very best.
Thanks for all the great comments and all of the. I love to see all your hearts and emojis. It's kind of like clapping in virtual world, right? Because can't really hear. We got this great. I want to thank Steve for including the clap track because, of course, as an entertainer, we feed on emotion of others, and of course, when we're playing in an empty room, it's hard to feel the impact we're having on other people. And of course, as a goal of a musician, is to hopefully have an impact and make people feel. And sometimes it's to make a statement. And this one here, when Elton and Bernie put this song together, it was really a message about appreciating the people around us and realizing if you're successful, especially during COVID times right now, I hope you take time and notice that it's largely in part from all of the people who've supported you to get to where you are. And oftentimes it's the way we were raised, the way we were brought up with those kind of supports that make us become who we are. But this song here says that we're really not that much separate from people who are struggling. And I want to take my hat off when I sing this song to all of the folks who have been out on the street all winter, helping the people out on the streets, struggling with homelessness, struggling with addictions. And I look at those people who are struggling, and I am you and you are me, and we are the same. We just had different paths and different experiences. Now I know Spanish holding are not just pretty words to say. I thought I knew, now I know that rose trees never grow in New York City. Until you see these trash can dreams come true. You stand on the edge when people run you through. I thank the Lord there's people out there like you. I thank the Lord for the people out there like you. Well, sky, and they can't, and that is why. Don't know if it's dark outside or light. This Broadway's got, it's got a lot of songs to sing, and if I knew the words, I might join in. I go my way along, I go my own seeds shall be sown in New York City. Making a way for a poor man to go down. Rich man can ride, and the poor guy, he can't frown. I thank the Lord for the people out there that I found. I thank the Lord for the people out there that I found. Like Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say good morning to the night. For unless they see the sky, and they can't, and that is why. They don't know if it's dark outside or light. And now I know Spanish Harlem are not just pretty words to say. I thought I knew, but now I know that rose trees never grow in New York City. Until you see this trash can dreams come true. We sat on the edge when people run you through. I thank the Lord, the people out there that I knew. I thank the Lord, the people out there that I knew. Like Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters, sons of bankers, sons of lawyers, turn around and say good morning to the night. For unless they see the sky, and they can't, and that is why. They don't know if it's dark outside or light. Thank you very much. Thanks. So of course, as Bernie said, they never sat in the same room when they wrote these songs. And Bernie would write them in one room, even though they shared a small apartment and shared a room at one point that was 90% filled with records, and they were inspired by just about everybody. But Bernie said it was unknown, but he actually wrote the songs and channeled Elton's life and journeys through the songs and lyrics, and then handed them to Elton, and really they become his songs are his biography of where he was in that time and in that space as Bernie perceived him, not necessarily how Elton perceived himself. Always struggling for something, and if you've seen Rocket Man, he was always searching for love and acceptance. It's impossible. A man like me, so irresponsible. A man like me is dead in places. Other men feel liberated, and I want love shot full of holes. Don't feel nothing. I just feel cold. Don't feel nothing, just old scars.
don't you know, around my heart, and I want love, just a different kind. And I want love, won't break me down, won't trip me up, won't fence me in. I want love, don't mean a thing, that's the love I want. I want love. I want love, shot full of holes. After everything I'd ever learned, me, I carry too much baggage. Man, I've seen so much traffic, and I want love, just a different kind. And I want love, won't break me down, won't break me up, won't fence me in. I want love, it don't mean a thing, that's the love I want. I want love. Lay me down, and I've been bruised. Don't give me love that's clean and smooth. I'm ready for that rough stuff. In romance, I've had enough. I want love, just a different kind. And I want love, won't break me down, won't break me up, won't fence me in. I want love, it don't mean a thing, that's the love I want. I want love. I want love.
Thank you very much. I'm appreciating all. I'm so happy to see that there's some Elton John fans that have joined us, and we're trying to. You want to hear some of your favorites, and I'm going to try and squeeze as many of them in. It was actually really quite difficult to. He's got so many songs that it's like, how could I limit it down to some 20-some songs? And it was actually really, really difficult. And this next song, and I picked this one out of the hundreds of songs to choose from, because he was really a prolific performer-producer, had so many songs out. This one here, I remember as a teenager with my first broken heart, and you know, trying to make sense of love and the universe and everything. And this was the song, we all had one when we were a kid, right? That song that you listened to over and over and over and over again. And the more you listened, the more it broke your heart. But it just seemed to say everything that you were trying to communicate.
What have I got to do to make you love me? What have I got to do to make you care? What do I do when lightning strikes me? And you wake to find you're not there. What have I got to do to make you want me? What have I got to do to be heard? What do I say when it's all over? Sorry seems to be the hardest word. It's sad, so sad. It's a sad, sad situation, and it's getting more and more absurd. It's sad, so sad. Why can't we talk it over? Though it seems to me, sorry seems to be the hardest word. What do I do to make Sorry seems to be the hardest word. What have I got to do to make you love me? What have I got to do to make you care? What do I do when lightning strikes me? What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? Sorry seems to be the hardest word. Thank you. And thank you for the hearts and thumbs up. I appreciate those. It is the version of clapping in this world, you know. So this next song was it was written by Elton and Bernie, and it was to commemorate the friendship with John Lennon, and they put it together as a tribute to him after he was assassinated in New York City. And Elton said it took him the longest time to perform this song again live because it just hurt him so deeply to lose his friend. And for all of us who've lost friends, especially in these times, for all those that have lost loved ones to our opiate pandemic that's happening and COVID, this one's for those loved ones. What's happened here as this New York sunset disappeared? Found an empty garden among the flagstones there. Lived there, it must have been a gardener that cared a lot, weeded out the tears and grew a good crop. And now it all looks strange. It's funny how unanswered can damage so much grace. What's it for? This little empty garden by the brownstone door, and in the cracks along the sidewalk, nothing grows no more. Who lived there? It must have been a gardener that cared a lot, weeded out the tears and grew a good crop. Now it all looks strange. It's crippled in the days. A gardener like that one, no one can replace. I've been knocking, no one answered. And I've been knocking most of the day. Oh, I've been calling. No, hey, Johnny, can you come out to play? And what's it for? To his youth and younger years, but he just said that roots grow stronger. If only he could hear. Who lived there? It must have been a gardener that cared a lot, weeded out the tears and grew a good crop. Now we pray for rain with every drop that falls. We hear your name. Oh, I've been knocking, no one answered. And I've been knocking most of the day. Oh, I've been calling. No, hey, Johnny, won't you come out to play? Hey, Johnny, won't you come out to play in this empty garden? Oh, Johnny, won't you come out to play in this empty garden? Oh, Johnny, won't you come out to play in this empty garden?
And I did tell Steve, he says, dude, are you going to come out in costume and I'll do all these funny things? And I said, I can't be Elton John. I can't. I mean, I have some of the stuff, but it's more of a tribute, but because there's only one. There can only be one, right? And but you know what? I mean, I did bring something just for you, Steve.
Yeah, baby.
Just for you, buddy.
There you go.
See if we remember this one. It brings you back a little bit, right? I remember when rock was young. Me and Susie had so much fun, holding hands and skimming stone. We had an old gold Chevy and a place of my own, but the biggest kick we ever got was doing a thing called the crocodile rock, while the other kids rocked around the clock. We were hopping and bopping to the crocodile rock. Well, the crowd rocking, the sound was jumping, and the sea was standing still. Never knew me a better time, and I guess I never will. Oh, Lordy Mama, Friday night, Susie woman, Lord, just his tight, yeah. Round and rocking on a Saturday night. Now, I just threw this one in a couple of minutes ago because I was really watching for the requests as they were coming in, and somebody asked me if I could play this one.
I did back up something. No, 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 no.
You did, as you should. As I said, you jump in and sing backups whenever you feel it, brother.
I did it.
I love that stuff.
No, 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 no.
This is one of Elton's hits, and it's funny because he actually fought the producers and didn't think this one should be released as a single because he really didn't think it was going to be a hit, and he actually said, when this flops and fails, this will be your fault. And the interesting thing was, Elton wasn't a really big fan of Norma Jean. He just figured it fit a groove and it told a story, and that's kind of what he was trying to do, was talking about the adversity in performance. Goodbye, Norma Jean, though I never knew you at all. Had the grace to hold you still, those around you crawl. Cool out of the woodwork when they whispered into your ear, set you on a treadmill and made you change your name. Seemed to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. Would have liked to know you, but I was just
price you pay. Even when you die, the press still hounded you. All the papers had to say was that Marilyn was found in the nude. Seemed to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. Would have liked to know you, and I would just keep the candle burned out long before. Legend never did. Goodbye, Number Jean. Though I never knew you all, had the grace to hold you safe, those around you crawl. Goodbye, Number Jean. From a young man in the 22nd row, sees you something more than sexual, more than just our Marilyn Monroe. Seemed to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. Would have liked to know you, but I was just a kid. Your candle burned out long before. Legend never did. Thanks, man. You know, I miss playing for crowds. When I originally put this show together, and of course I've actually never done just a show with no guitar, and you know, I miss playing with my band, with Saturday Night Special and the tribute to Leonard Skinner, and I've been fortunate enough over the last 30 years to pay tribute to some great artists, you know, and starting back early and you know, in my days with the Blues Brothers as John Belushi, and then of course as my work as Ronnie Van Zant and Saturday Night Special, and I really wanted to do this tribute to Elton because above all, he was the one who moved me the most. And when he released this next song, and I used to love the video to this one, but I'm sure, I get this song. It was written, I'm sure of it, it was written in a small band room in the basement of the Colson Hotel, and I remember it well. You know, and I'm sure it may not have been written in the Colson, but it was a room just like it. After playing 5 nights, and you know, you're tired and weary and feeling some of that, and I'm sure these words, it speaks about that tiredness and just being at the end and needing some rest. You may not believe it, but I don't believe in miracles anymore. When I think about it, I don't believe I ever did for sure. All the things I said in songs, all the purple prose you brought for me. Reality's just black and white. The sentimental things I'd write have never meant that much to me. Used to be the main express, while steaming whistles heading with, picking out my pain from door to door, riding on something, running overtime. But this train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. May not want to hear it, but I'm dried up and sick to death of love. If you need to know it, I never really understood that stuff. All the stars and bleeding hearts, and all the tears welled up in my eyes. Read them as they say, read them as they say, never felt enough to cry. train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. When I said that I don't care, it really means my engine's breaking down. The granite cracks my heart again. The granite cracks beneath my skin. The crumble into pieces on the ground. I used to be the main express, while steaming whistles heading with, picking out my pain from door to door, riding on the storyline, furnace burning overtime. But this train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. Oh, this train don't stop. This train don't stop. This train don't stop there anymore. Whoa, 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 whoa.
When we do our break, who are you showing? Are you showing last week's show? Like clips?
No, because I thought we were gonna do that, but I do have Naked Soul.
So, well, we don't. So what were you planning on doing during the break?
I was just gonna do the schedule.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna take one more tune here,
That, and then go back.
and then I'm gonna take a short break. And I know Mark's got a few things that he wants
But I
to
can
say on
definitely
behalf
make
of
it so
Sudbury
again.
Performance
No,
Group
Okay.
and on
But
behalf
next
of the
week, do you
Colson
want me to have
Hotel.
one clip from last
And I just want to
week
say from the bottom of my heart
like,
that
continuing
I'm so
from now on?
appreciative
We
to
always
be
still
here tonight
showcase
and to
one
get the
clip.
opportunity
I would do
to perform
just
virtually
one
to you,
clip
to come
from
into your living
previous
rooms
week.
Okay,
and
definitely.
So
sing
next
some of
week
these songs
for,
is
for
an honor and a
for
privilege.
Mark,
Yeah.
do one of
Now
his?
this next song, as I'm sure
I
you've
might
probably
be able
noticed,
to
I'm putting
clip
my own
one right
twist on
now.
some of these because of
So
course
just give
I'm not
me-
Elton
give
John,
me a
right?
quick
And
second.
Who was
I
that?
didn't write these songs, but my role as an artist and entertainer is to try and tell the story.
Oh, Scott.
And
Oh,
the next
yeah,
song I
that's
want
right.
to perform is called Daniel. And a lot of people hear it. Now, this song, when they submitted it for publish, apparently they said about 60 to 70% of the song was cut out because the song was too long for a pop single. And when they cut it out, it lost the essence, or they lost the meaning to the song, and people didn't understand what it was. But this song is actually a tribute to our folks in the military and those serving. And the song Daniel's about a ceremony that occurs called repatriation, when we lose our brothers. Brothers get lost in battle, and there's a ceremony that's heartbreaking where they have to send their brother home to their home and their family, and have to load onto these cargo planes and send them and never get to see them again, and really never get that closure beyond that point. So Daniel is both a story about service and loss and pain, but it's my tribute and knowing the pain of losing a brother. Daniel's driving tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain, knowing I can see Daniel waving goodbye. God, it looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eye.
I don't know what song it is, but I got a 2-minute clip.
Shakespeare is pretty.
I honestly think it's the Drake one that he does.
Oh, maybe.
Daniel
Like,
says,
it's 2 minutes long,
it is
and
the
it's
best
30
place
minutes.
that he's ever seen. Knowing
Yeah, right.
he should know he's been there now.
Trying to-
Oh Lord, I miss Daniel. Lord, I miss him so much. No, Daniel's my brother. You are. traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, yeah. I can see Daniel waving goodbye. God, it looks like Daniel must be the clouds in my eyes. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Mark, and I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be right back, so don't go away.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Rod. We can't wait to have you back up on stage in just a couple minutes. I hope everybody out there is enjoying the show so far. I love that everybody's commenting about some of their favorite Elton John songs or about some of their memories, etc. Keep up the love. Look, we're going to show you a clip from last week's performance where we had Scott Mitchell. So we're going to show you that clip, and then I'll be back to chat with you in just a little bit, folks. Enjoy a little clip from Scott.
He's muted.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, what am I going to do? Is his name Scott? It is, eh? Yeah, it is. Hi, Scott. Thanks for tuning in. Shoot. Oh, it's I know the song. I don't know the song though. That's the problem. Okay. All right. little person, so trusting and easily pleased. Didn't ask for a lot of fancy things. A bundle of joy from the day he was conceived, and he ran into a spell of bad luck. For a while there, many let him fall and didn't even care. And I'll answer the question, what happened to him? That little boy grew into me. Oh, you always ask me why I don't open up, why I don't let you in, hold you close. You turn your back away to shelter your tears, but I know my strong words strike like spears, and you sing volumes of praises, whisper your love, flowery words of faithfulness, and tell me that I am the only one. I cannot count the times I've wanted you to hold me. It's just sometimes it's so hard to believe. Well, we know that 10 years ago is a very long time, but the pain is still remains, and the problem of pain. Study his actions to see how he feels. Those words are anything but real. He was such a fool, so easily deceived. Anything you'd ask, he'd be willing to do. Became a tough guy to get away from the pain, then fell hard for someone like you. Oh, you always ask me why I don't open up, why I don't let you in or often hold you close. You turn your back away to shelter your tears, but I know my strong words strike like spears, and you sing volumes of praises, whisper your love, flowery words of faithfulness. Tell me that I am the only one. I cannot count the times I've wanted you to hold me. It's just sometimes it's so hard to believe. It's just sometimes it's so hard. Sometimes it's so hard to believe. Sometimes it's so hard, so hard. It's sometimes it's so hard to sometimes it's so hard, so very hard. Sometimes it's so hard to believe. yet somehow I do believe. Thank you very much. Guys, it is strange, like to play. We have an Easter bunny. Where? Where? I don't see Easter bunny. Oh, my Lord have mercy. Wow. Why don't you come on up, Easter bunny? Why don't you come say hi there, or sign language or something. Oh, my goodness.
That's what they're saying on the little screen up there.
We have audio now. Shit.
Okay, so I don't know if what was heard and what was
No one
not
heard
heard.
anything.
Thank you to everybody for messaging and saying that we heard that you could hear some chatting in the background. That was my fault. I left my mic on after I did my little chat with you folks, and we made sure to turn it off for the second run this evening. And thank you for everybody that's out there. They're sharing this video, and they're sending the little hearts and the likes and the little hugging icons. That's great. We love to feel the love. And Rod up on stage, he feeds off that. So keep doing that. Make sure you share the feed. Let's make sure that Rod gets all the love that he deserves tonight, as he's absolutely killing the hits of Elton John. We are so excited that he's here tonight, and we can't wait to see what he's got in the second act. Before I hand it back over to Rod, I just want to mention a big shout out to everybody that's been making it possible for us to be bringing you the music over the past couple of weeks, and we're going to be going on straight through the summer. A big shout out to the Department of Canadian Heritage, the Ministry of Culture, SOCAN, the Ontario Trillium Foundation, and of course, the City of Greater Sudbury. And we've had some people ask, hey, how come you're able to be doing this? We're making sure, folks, that we are following all the social distancing protocols that are in place. We've made sure that to get the approvals from everybody that we need to get approval from, to make sure that we can bring you, our audiences, our virtual audiences, some live music every Thursday. But in May we moved from Thursdays to Saturday nights. And we'll be announcing everybody that will be performing from May on to the rest of the summer. We'll be announcing that within the next week or so. So stay tuned to our Facebook, stay tuned to our website, and you'll be able to get all that information. Let's send things back over to Rod Bazinet, folks. for some more hits of Elton John.
Thank you, Mark. And I gotta say, it's so good to be here. And I know when we originally planned this show was going to be a very small, intimate, grand piano evening with 50 people at tables. And it was before COVID came out, and we said, wouldn't it be nice to be having everybody sitting around a table or around a grand piano and just reminiscing some of these old songs. This song, my first song of the set, I actually want to give a shout out and sing this one in tribute, and I'll give you a little bit of the story. And because I noticed I noticed when I went through the feed that my good friend Tommy Fife is online there, and he popped in and out. And I know him and Linda are at home, and I played a show on a patio many years ago, and Tommy and Linda came out, and Linda had made a request of me, and I didn't know the song at the time. So you guys, just before I came out, I learned this one just a couple of days ago, just as a tribute to the two of you, and I hope things get better, and I hope you guys take a moment to get up and dance this one just for you guys. Blue eyes, baby's got blue eyes, like a deep blue sea on a blue, blue day. Blue eyes, baby's got blue eyes. When the morning comes, I'll be far away, and I see blue eyes holding back the pain, holding back the tears. Baby's got blue eyes, she's alone again. Blue eyes, baby's got blue eyes, like a clear blue sky, watching over me. Blue eyes, blue, I love blue eyes. When I'm by her side, where I long to be, and I see blue eyes laughing in the sun, laughing in the rain. Baby's got blue eyes, and I'm home again. Blue eyes laughing in the sun, laughing in the rain. Baby's got blue eyes, and I am home again. Tommy and Linda, thinking about you guys tonight, man. Now this is an Elton song that I had never heard when I was young and didn't actually hear until I went to his concert in Sudbury. And I was very fortunate as I was one of the lucky ones that scored tickets, and I was front row center, and I was leaning on his monitor, and he played this song, and I really think it's I took it as a tribute to artists and performers who struggle out and try and be successful in an industry that's really tough. And I thought it was fitting that I put this in the set list tonight, as we're all struggling in this field of music, and all the folks that are doing tech and sound and lighting and all this stuff are struggling right now. And I hope we all get through it, and I'm sure we will if we do this together. Well, I've seen the bridge, and the bridge is long, and they built it high, and they built it strong, strong enough to release the weight of time, strong enough to leave some of us behind, and every one of us has to face that day. Do you cross the bridge, or do you fade away? Every one of us that ever came to play has to cross the bridge, or fade. Standing on the bridge, looking at the waves, never seen one jump, never seen one save. On a distant beach, you're sunk and die in a will, in a cruel tide, and every one of us has to face that day. Do you cross the bridge? Do you? Every one of us that ever came to play has to cross the bridge, or fade. It shines of cold, hard iron, thinking wanna make it all, or die trying. Every one of us has to face that day. Do we cross the bridge? Do we fade away? Every one of us that ever came to play had to cross the bridge, or fade away. We had to cross the bridge, or fade away. Have to cross the bridge, or fade away. Thank you very much. I see all some familiar faces jumping in. Luke Sullen, we miss you, brother, and can't wait till we're playing live again. He's done some wonderful work for us. And of course, my lovely wife is out there, Catherine. Elmer, great to see you, brother. Man, Jacques Mars. Oh, dude, that's so many familiar faces and musicians that are coming out to support us as we're doing our shows, eh? And I appreciate that, and I appreciate everyone else. And I want to say a special shout out, a special thank you to Bianca here and Steve. You know, it breaks my heart that we couldn't take full advantage of you guys while we were locked down, but in virtual world, I'm glad that the Sudbury Performance Group found a way to not just stream, because they could have just said, hey, we're going to stream these artists from their bedrooms and basements, and we did that, and they said, no, let's expand this, and let's take care of behind the scenes videographers and our sound guys, and Steve and Bianca. Love you both, man, like family. Thank you guys, you're doing amazing stuff, and I for one am very, very thankful for you guys.
I for one love you too, sir.
No, thank you.
Hey?
Thank you for telling us.
Leave on with sword like a crown. He calls a child Jesus, 'cause he likes the name. survive. And Jesus, he wants to go to feed us. Leave on far behind. Take a balloon and go off sailing. Leave on far behind. He was born a pauper to a pauper on Christmas Day. In the New York Times says God is dead and the war begun. Never tells you he has a son today. And he shall believe on, and he shall be a good man. Shall believe on with the addition of a family man. He shall believe on, and he shall be a good man. He shall believe on. He shall believe on, and he shall be a good man. He shall believe on with the tradition of a family man. Shall believe on, and he shall be a good man. He shall believe on. Thanks, guys. Bianca, could you get me a bottle of water? Thank you so much. It'd be so appreciated. I thought I had one up here with me. Sometimes I've forgotten how parched we get under the lights, right? So I put this one together a little while ago and just did my own kind of take on this one. And, you know, I've always liked this one. And it was actually written about a basketball team. And I think he actually cashed in just to make the opportunity and put out a pop song. But it took off. And again, Elton and Bernie never thought that it was going to be a hit. But it actually took off. And it's become one of his standards. So it's You guys want to clap along? You can do that with me. See you clap, Mark. I used to be a rolling stone, you know, if the cause was right, and I leave to find the answers on the road. I used to be a heartbeat for someone, but the times have changed. The less I say, the more my work gets done. 'Cause I'm living free with Philadelphia freedom. From the day that I was born, I'd wave the flag. Philadelphia freedom left me knee-high to a man. Yeah, left me peace of mind my daddy never had. Philadelphia freedom, shine on me, 'cause I love ya, shine a light. Read me out, you're the one left behind. Shine the light, shine the light. Shine the light, oh won't you shine the light. Oh, Philadelphia freedom, oh, yes I do. You can achieve your life alone. Some people choose a city, some other choose a small family home. I like choosing easy without family ties. To the whippoorwill of freedom zaps me right between the eyes. to It Feels Like I Just Played for you guys not long ago. Lisa Wilmot, remember all people from way back. Catherine, wonderful to see you. So many. Ornella, we miss you. That was my theater family, folks. Yeah. So cool. Vicky and Randy out there. Yeah, thanks, guys, for hanging out. And love to see those hearts and thumbs up. I appreciate that. And you know, when Bernie and Elton wrote this next song, he actually he was a big fan of Bowie, and he thought he would cash in, you know, on Major Tom, and thought, hey, I better get in on this whole space flight thing. And I don't know about you guys, it's kind of getting a renewed thing. I don't know. I wake up every morning and I go, wonder what's new in Mars. You know, I've been following that stuff every day, watching. We actually flew a helicopter on Mars. Like, what a great time to be alive, man, that we can do stuff like this. And just amazing the way. I wish I could stay alive for another 200 years just to see where everything goes. It'd be so exciting. She packed my bags last night, pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time to touchdown, bring me round again to find I'm not the man I think I am at home. No, 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 'cause I'm a rocket man. Burning out his fuse up here alone. Ours ain't the kind of place to raise your kid. In fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them if you did. Science, I don't understand. It's just my job 5 days a week. Rocket man, rocket man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time to touchdown, bring me right again to find not the man I think I am at home. No, 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 'cause I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse up here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time to touchdown, bring me round again to find I'm not the man I think I am at home. No, 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 'cause I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse up here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Rocket man. Rocket man. lot of trouble with this next one, and had to get some little help from a friend, right? And just to try and get this vibe into it. And of course, this is one of the songs where you can tell that this was not about England, and this was written definitely by Bernie Taupin, and coming from the South, and he was the Dirt Cowboy, and this is one of his pieces that he definitely contributed to their duets.
Fishing in the stream, looking for an answer, trying to find a sign. Then I saw your city lights, and honey, I was blind. They said, get back, honky cat, never get back to the woods. But I remember those days in my redneck ways, and my oh, change is gonna do me good. Thanks, man. Now this next one, it's I did this one a stream a little while ago and put it on because it's really it's a story about when somebody's really at the end of their rope, and you know, and they're in that dark place, that dark space. And for those that don't know me outside of my music world, I spend a lot of my time helping people living in that dark place as a therapist. And sometimes it's really hard to hear these stories because they really feel that there's no out. And when Elton wrote this song, he was definitely in a really dark place, and was having intrusive thoughts of suicide, and made an attempt to take his life, and as he saw no out. And if you ask him now, it's like it was a dark place in his life, but it was a turning point for him, and realized from that point everything got brighter. Muggy nights, the curtains drawn in this little room downstairs. Bringing down a light, you really should have been there, sitting like a princess perched in her electric chair. And it's one more beer, and
I've got a few flubs in my show, and of course this is a brand new show that it's the inaugural night out, first time I've done the Elton John thing, and I just love these songs so much, and I hope you guys are seeing past my piano errors as I make them every now and then, and just enjoy the journey through the memory here. There was a time when I was everything and nothing all at once. And then you found me. I was speechless, like a cloud across the sun. And I need to tell you how you light up every second of the day. And in the moonlight, you just shine just like a beacon on the bay. And I can't explain, but it's something about the way you look tonight. It takes my breath away. It's a feeling I get about you deep inside, and I can't describe, but there's something about the way you look tonight. It takes my breath away. The way you look tonight. With a smile, you pull the deepest secrets from my heart. In all honesty, I was speechless, and I don't know where to start. And I can't explain, but it's something about the way you look tonight. It takes my breath away. This feeling I get about you deep inside, and I can't describe, but there's something about the way you look tonight. It takes my breath away. The way you look tonight. 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 The way you look tonight.
10 minutes.
All right. Just seeing where I asked, but I actually got one more that I planned. And of course, this next song was a request. Somebody threw it out to me, and they said, if you're going to be doing some Elton John songs, could you do this song for me? And after they made the request, I really thought about this, because the person is struggling with surviving cancer right now and going through cancer treatments. And when I do this next song, it's for, I've got so many friends right now struggling and surviving with cancer. And I'm hoping that I'm putting this out to you guys out of a tribute for true heroes. And when being strong is your only option, you guys are definitely in my heart. You can never know what it's like. Your blood like wind trees are just like us, and there's a cold, lonely light that shines from you, and you wind up like the waste you hide behind that mask you use. Did you think this fool could never win? But look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way, and if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know that I'm still standing better than I ever did? Feeling like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And I'm still standing after all this time, picking up pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you think you'd hope to win, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way, and you need to know I'm still standing, you just fade away. Once I could never hope to win, you went down the road leaving me again, and the words you said were meant to cut me down, and if love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. Don't you know that I'm still standing better than I ever did? Feeling like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. Now I'm still standing after all this time, picking up pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 All right, I got one more song, and it was a request. I want to thank you guys for coming out and supporting live music, supporting the text, supporting Submarine Performance Group. Thank you guys so much for doing this, putting this together, giving us opportunities to try new shows and stream out to you guys. And Mark asked me, he says, could you do this song? He goes, I know you did it at the beginning, but could you do it one more time? And I said, just for you, buddy, out of thanks. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, boy, but if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, and then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling shoe. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind that I put down in a word how wonderful life is when you're in the world. I sat on the roof, I kicked off the malls for a few. Well, the verses, well, they got me quite cross. The weather's been quite kind as I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting for these things I do. Already I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyways, it's what I really mean. Yours are the sweetest eyes I'd ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, hope you you very much, everybody, and thank you for joining us here tonight. Mark, pass it over to you, my brother.
Thank you so much, Rod. What an incredible evening! And just to find out that this was your first kick at the can, going through the entire catalog, your show, that was just fantastic. We are so pleased to have the opportunity to hear you do all these amazing Elton John hits. And folks, just a reminder, thank you so much for coming out and watching with us live tonight from the Colson. We look forward to when we're past this pandemic situation and we're able to be performing with you live and in person with bums and seats. That's what we're waiting for. When we're at that point, we're going to be needing volunteers. So you know what? If you are interested in ever participating with Sudbury Performance Group, whether it be performing on stage like Rod did tonight or volunteering, please hit us up on our Facebook, and that would be just shoot us a message, and that would be great. We need people like you in our ranks as part of the Sudbury Performance Group family. A big shout out to Steve and to Bianca for doing such a tremendous job this evening on the audio and the visual components. And also a big shout out to the Colson for letting us move in here for the past couple of weeks and going through throughout the summer without folks like the Colson. We wouldn't be able to bring you live music every Thursday. And I see up on the screen somebody saying encore, encore. Rod, do you have an encore that you can do for us? He's heading back up on stage, so I think that's a yes. But again, folks, thank you so much for watching. And we're going to send things back over to Rod now, and we will see you next Thursday with Mark Sarre.
Thank you, Mark. Sorry, did I cut you off there, brother?
No, not at all.
All right, yeah, okay, I can do one more tune for you guys.
Seem to fade to black and white. Now I'm growing tired, and time stands still before me. Frozen heat on the ladder of my life. It's too late to save myself from falling. Now I took a chance, change your way of life. But you misread my meaning when I met you. Closing door, left me blind by the light. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. You come around, a fragment of your life, to wander free. scarred me. Baby, no, just because you think I mean you harm. But these cuts I have, they need love to help them heal. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Though I search myself, there's always someone else to see.